Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Grit Culture. Just want to talk about this real quick, man, with Kyler Murray and the conversations that's been going on in the news, on all the top shows and everything. You know, it's been continuous discussion about it. He was just recently, I think it went ahead and signed it a $230 million 5-year deal. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, man. That's shit, man. That's looking around. That's about 45 a year or so. Probably a little bit more than that, just under 50. That's a lot of fucking money. But the conversation that came out and what's been, you know, it's been a whole dispute between the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. The conversation that arose from it is his willingness to study game film and how many hours he's putting in to decipher the defenses and know what to expect and see certain tendencies so it can be pointed out early and they'll already know what to do in that situation. They say Kyler Murray's not putting in that type of work. Kind of similar to the situation with Jamarcus Russell years ago. Now, I heard Jamarcus Russell recently on the I Am Athlete podcast, and the dude looks great, man. He looks great, man. Looks like he's doing well in life, but he still has. I mean, shit, he got that big old contract off the Raiders, man. But he's still making a lot of excuses for things that he's admitting he did himself, man. Sit there and say, what was it, man? I forgot, man. It was one situation, man. He sat up there and he admitted it that he wasn't watching film. He said the Raiders were wrong for sending him home with the blank tape. He said, yo, you know that's wrong, and showing that you don't trust me, but you already doing the things to show that you were untrustworthy. It's one thing for you to actually be going out and doing what they're accusing you of not doing, and you're putting in the work, and you go and you say, hey, this is a blank tape. What the hell are y'all pulling? And you know what I'm saying, you're able to catch them in some bullshit. But no, you went back and said, yeah, you watched the film or whatnot, and then tried to make yourself the victim. And it was another situation that he highlighted on there that he basically admitted to doing. I think it was going to Vegas or something like that, or he didn't attend a team meeting. And he basically said it didn't matter to him. Well, it obviously mattered to the team. This is not me sitting up there trying to take the side of the big guy or everything. You know how everybody wants to play this, little guy versus the corporation, worker versus corporation type of thing. No, this is based off what you're saying in your relationship and the outcome that you get in the careers that you choose. We all make the decisions. We all choose the beds that we lay in. We can't complain afterwards if we openly and we go and make a cognitive decision to do whatever we want to do, right? So he openly admitted these things. Well, you're like, Kyler Murray, in his clause, in this $230 million clause, it said that he has to watch 4 hours of game film. I'm guessing every week. 4 hours, man. 4 hours of game film. That's in his clause. To make over $45 million a year. They tried to turn it into guys, and I typically like Shannon Sharpe. I don't agree with everything he talks about, especially when it comes to a lot of these guys. When it comes to social issues, man, they're so off the mark. Shannon gets it right every now and then, but on TV or whatnot, man, when it comes to these social issues, man, they're way off the mark. But They tried to make it a racial thing. Or was it Shannon, or was it, oh, no. Might have been Skip Bayless. One of those guys tried to make it a racial thing, man. And I've been hearing it on other things, making it a thing of, not trusting the black quarterback. Could there be certain things, are there, bad shakes that black players may be getting in certain positions in these, where there's coaching, at the quarterback position? Yeah. There's been a history of that. But this isn't the case, especially that it's what I talk about, being able to handle your business before you go out and make certain accusations. And I'm not saying that's what Kyler Murray is doing or making it a racial thing, but I'm going to get to him because he said some things, and he came out in an interview and said some things that contradict everything he said in the past. But I mean, shit, you see guys like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson just got $230 million guaranteed. I think most of it is guaranteed, man. And he's got a whole sexual trial that's going on, sexual assault trial that's happening right now. A big trial. He got 24 allegations from women. But the Cleveland Browns are still willing to give him $230 million, man. He's that wanted. There's that much of a demand for a quarterback like him. Why is that? Deshaun Watson is a fully black quarterback. But we want to go off just as a half or whatnot, however you want to decide what's black. You got Patrick Mahomes. He's making $45 million. Dak Prescott. All these black quarterbacks making some money out here. Reason why? Because of their ability to pocket pass. It's not a race thing like they're trying to make it with Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson are relying on their legs, which could go bad at any moment. They're huge threats right now. That's why there's a skepticism on, and I think the Ravens should go ahead and pay Lamar Jackson, but for what he's done. But there's skepticism on giving him that money, especially a long-term contract, because all it takes is one injury, and you wanting him, after that, when you slow down, you're not able to outrun and juke through all these defenders. You're going to have to rely on, being able to read the defense and make passes from the pocket. And there's skepticism on these players about doing that, which is rightfully so. You see it in their numbers. So all of these other factors, and saying that, of course they're going to want to get their money, but all of these other factors and some of the scenarios and things that are being brought up by these sports broadcasters, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Kyler Murray himself, and this has been circulating himself, and this is quoted in the New York Times, and he hasn't debunked it. He said that he's not the type of person that's going to kill himself on watching film and stuff like that. He said he's got the, and I'm paraphrasing, got the God-given ability to see everything and just make plays happen. But what do your results bring? Y'all started off outstanding. The Arizona Cardinals started out great in 2021. I think they were, one of the number one teams. They the number one team in the league for like the first 7 to 8 weeks. And then they just went on a downhill spiral. Because the NFL is a game of being able to adjust on a week-to-week basis. These teams are scouting you out. They're scouting you out. They come with different schemes and different ways to target and take the things that you're comfortable with, take those away from you. Now, it's a little harder to do it over a course of a season, but on a year-to-year basis, that's just going to change, especially when you have all off-season to start preparing. The different things that you got away with, the different looks you got, a lot of that shit's going to shrink, and now you're going to have to be able to start relying on being able to watch film. Like I said, being able to pass from the pocket, rely on your arm. That's why those guys like Tom Brady, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Brees, that's why they have extended careers. That on top of the different rules that, the NFL has implemented to where, can't basically hit the quarterback anymore. But shit, once you start leaving that pocket, it's fair game. You can get hit any type of way, and that opens up your possibility for injury, especially when you're a running quarterback. So that it just happens to be, and it's not just, with them, but it happens to be a trait that a lot of black quarterbacks have exhibited over the years. But like I said, you got guys like Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, who's, like I said, black mama, black daddy. And like I said, he might not play this year, but he's somebody who's valued, who they want. It's not just, sometimes, you can't just make it a racial thing. Look what happened to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield got a raw deal. He got a raw deal. Dude was fighting through injuries. Now, like I said, was Baker Mayfield ever going to be an elite QB or anything like that? Nah. But the Browns, he just came off of taking the Browns to their first, I think the first playoff since they've been back and since they came back from their expansion when they initially moved to, Baltimore and everything, and then they brought them back as an expansion in '99. I think this is the first time they've been to the playoffs, man. Did they go in 2001? Either first or second time. And then he has one, tough year, which he's battling through injuries, and Cleveland basically gives up on him for somebody who has 24 allegations on him, whether it's wrong or right, or whether they're valid, whether it's true or false, nobody knows. You let the court system go through that. But it shows what they thought about Baker Mayfield. But Kyler Murray, it's all they're asking from you for almost $50 million a year, man. It's just to watch 4 hours of tape. You've already gone on record. It's probably something that's been identified within the organization that they don't think you're watching film, and then you say stuff like that. And so all they doing to do is watch that. And so they're bringing up this, these crazy connotations. Skip Bayless on there talking about, what bringing up race and stuff, man. Come on, man, cut it out. And then Kyler Murray gets on there talking about it's disrespectful to even think that's the case, that he doesn't watch film. But you said it yourself, which quoted in the New York Times. Like I said, I haven't seen actual audio, but it's quoted in the New York Times. So, I mean, maybe they're making up shit. But it's everything's going to be different with each organization. Every organization has different owners, different GMs, different ways to operate. And not everything, what happens in one place, the market gets set by what one quarterback may have, and so they set the market, and, it raises it in other areas, in other organizations, to where, hey, I'm asking for this, and if I don't get that, I go over there. If this much money is possible, sets it in that standard. But everything else, different things, the different clauses that go into your contract and stuff like that, it's going to be tailor-made for certain individuals because they're investing a lot of money into you. Look at what they're doing with Zion Williamson in New Orleans. He has to be able to keep his body weight. If he doesn't keep his body weight down to a certain percentage of, I think it's like his don't let me start talking about it, I forget, but it's a certain percentage of his body weight mixed with something else and all of that. And if he doesn't meet that quota, if he doesn't meet that standard, he's not going to be able to get all his money from that big old contract he just recently signed. It's going to be different for different people based off their particular experience. It could be a person that has an anger problem and they go to jail all the time. The better you are, the more chance the team's going to say, hey, we'll take a chance on that guy. But they'll put in contract, you can't do this and that. If you get caught doing this, we have the right to reserve, take this money, blah, blah, blah. They did the same shit with Antonio Brown. Them trying to make this a personal thing and trying to make it a racial thing and shit like that is bullshit, man. And y'all wearing it out, man. Y'all wear out and y'all take the spotlight away from, real issues, real instances of racism. People, you wearing it out, man. People get to the point to where, now it's like the boy who cried wolf. So now when you have real situations, people just kind of like, but we're burnt out on it because we're throwing it and casting it over every single thing. And a lot of times it's cast in the wrong manner. And Kyler Murray talking about is disrespectful, man. People just lack self-awareness, man, nowadays, man. So, Arizona went ahead and caved in. They took it out of his contract. They took that stipulation out of his contract and, so it is what it is. Works for him. We'll see what goes on with that organization. It could turn around and bite them in the ass. It could very well turn around and bite them in the ass. All the money that they've invested in them because they caved into public pressure and what the bullshit that they're talking about on media. But like I said, I want everybody to get their money and do what they got to do at the end of the day. I'm just talking about, just a lot of the conversation and different things and different points that are being brought up is just, it's not valid at all. It's crazy talk, man. It's crazy talk, and we tend to skip over the facts on things, and we give all these allegations and pointing all these crazy fingers at people in ways and giving in these labels. And just a lot of times it turns out to be untrue. But so good for him, man. Good for Kyler Murray on him getting his money. Hey, it's a good thing. Hey, get that money, man. Feed your people, man. Feed your family. Do what you got to do. I definitely ain't mad at that. It's just the whole notion and everything that they're talking about with that is complete bullshit, man. But people who are the recipients of this type of news and stuff like that, they should be able to they should know what they're talking about and be able to do their due diligence to be able to decipher through these things, especially if you're in the content creating media type of business. You should be on top of this shit, man. But it is what it is, and maybe they make mistakes, but you should be able to come out and say, hey, I made a mistake. I made an oversight in different places, different aspects of whatever point I was trying to make. That right there just highlights your integrity, but a lot of people don't want to be looked at as wrong because people have a short attention span and it may deem them as illegitimate. Who knows? But I tend to operate a different way. Operate off integrity. If I'm wrong on something, I'll admit it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. And I will holler at y'all later.